And we are in, again, North Harris County. We've been in the Greens Point area for quite some time. And you can see it looks like a lot of construction going on in this area. Some cones on the roadway, but that certainly has not stopped this driver. He's picking up the speed again. We have been following this vehicle, and police have been following this vehicle for almost an hour now. He just made a right-hand turn on Greens Road, staying in this area, just making a lot of U-turns and circling around. You do hope that, or think that if he stays in this one area and just keeps making U-turns, that they have enough officers to throw out the spike strips or have almost every direction covered. And now he just made a right-hand turn onto another road in this Greens Point area. He's southbound on North Chase right now. He's headed southbound on North Chase in the Greens Point area.
A mark there that was left by the HPD bumper as they had a brief collision, but clearly not enough to slow this vehicle down. White Dodge Caravan that about an hour ago, police began to chase in the southwest side of Houston, apparently on suspicion of burglarizing vehicles. I don't know if they, one more time, were crossing Benmar, and now another U-turn, southbound on North Chase. So far, without any major incidents, the driver has been able to go around.
Thought maybe they would have stopped him here, but he got through that whole area of what looked like at least 6 cars, and he's pulling into some sort of driveway here. If we can see, is that a parking structure or some sort of parking garage that he's pulled into right there? It certainly would not seem like an ideal place to get away. You can see the Wyndham Hotel right there, just to give you an idea of where this is, that green roof at the right-hand corner of your screen, and he's pulled in. I believe this is some sort of parking garage, and you see other officers going in there slowly. This is the Greens Point Club parking garage right here.
Blocking the exits now with police cruisers. And this chase has now been going on for 1 hour since beginning in southwest Houston on suspicion of this person burglarizing vehicles. Told to start at Belfort and Wilcrest in southwest Houston. Now they're in a parking garage in the Greens.
In fact, was able to be on this program with us the next day. But the man who was hit, the person responsible for the car chase, was in critical condition, and we're going to get an update on his condition, but he was in very, very bad shape at last go of things. They were northbound on North Chase when they entered the parking lot. The little light blue choppers in there was HPD, Houston Police Department, not local radio. But they are blocking all exits to this structure. So unless he has his transporter with him, he should not be able to get out of there. A little bit ahead of what's coming up in the news, we're working on a serious
one set of ramps, possibly turning around and coming down.
Hour and 15 minutes. He went into this garage area. This is the one of the upper levels, we understand, of the garage right now. This is the east side of I-45 and the north side of the North Beltway, so the Greens Point area. We understand he is inside that garage area. The police, of course, have the entrances and the exits blocked in this area. You can see several officers around, and they are prepared to see what happens when they find out where this guy is. He is somewhere in that parking garage right now. Wyndham Hotel, still driving around, we understand, in that garage. Now, if you're familiar with these parking garages, of course, they have several U-turns, and we've noticed that he rather enjoys doing that anyway, because he has been making U-turn after U-turn previously through various residential streets. Officers have been right behind him the entire length of this trip, and it has been one journey indeed. It has been a journey that started in southwest Houston and just right around Beechnut and 59 freeway, if you can believe it.
But we can't see. You see these officers running here. It looks like they may have had their weapons drawn, running towards the garage. You see right there, one officer, and we saw another one running towards that area. Again, from what we heard, there is movement inside this garage. They don't have him stopped, that he is still running. And we're zooming out here just to give you an idea of where we are in Greens Point, in the Greens Point Mall area.
That is outside of that exit of the parking garage. perhaps there to block any attempted escape by this guy. Still in the garage, we understand, and he is driving around up there, but of course you're only so many, you have 3 or 4 floors in this parking garage, limited area to really drive around in. What was frightening about this entire chase is how this guy was able to maneuver his way in and out of those toll booths on the Beltway and as well other areas, and just narrowly missing, coming within a couple of feet, sometimes maybe even a foot, of other drivers, nearly just scraping them as he drove by, passing them almost as if they were standing still.
If, in fact, this is the person,
He is going over the edge of the roof. This guy has not only turned into was a Mario Andretti, but a Spider-Man as well. We're not sure how he's getting down the side of that roof. We're trying to maneuver the chopper around to the side, but he clearly either jumped or scaled or roped his way down. We're not sure how he got off this roof, but officers are at least looking, and there he is. You can see someone down at the bottom moving. Well, maybe he's not moving. Well, perhaps not. He's moving at this point, but he's clearly, there's an officer there who has this guy, and he has him under control. So this guy must have taken a leap of faith over that wall. Not sure of the drop of this wall, but if you're looking at least 3 or 4 stories of parking garage there, you think of it may be at least 40 feet. But this guy took a leap of faith over that and clearly was stopped. There's an officer down right now on his back, his arms behind him. If he is not already, he will be handcuffed, and the dog is there standing by just in case. The dog is certainly ready to go. You can see him. What a wild scene this has been. Boy, remarkable as we have watched this. I mean, this guy has not only sent police on this 100-mile-plus chase, but as well through various freeways and residential areas, zigzagging his way, running into a parking garage, and then going to the top of it and jumping over the edge of it as police were in pursuit the entire way. So what a scene this has been. And now you see the dog there with the guy on the ground and the police officer, and only one police officer here. Now this is unusual because usually in a high-speed chase, when they finally get the driver out of the car or stop him, you have a dozen officers around him. But in this case, he was able to get away from the officers on top of the garage and jump down to the bottom. And at this point, we're just waiting to see what they're going to do with this guy. I think we're at this point trying to get a replay of this and what happened. But we will show you that as soon as we get it. But he may be as well waiting for EMS units. Not sure of the extent of injuries, if any, of this guy when he made that leap. We've lost our signal for just a moment, but stand by. Here it is. He's able to get up. You know, but maybe not. I mean, he may be in pain. This guy, remember, took a leap over a building, over the edge of a parking garage, and which was at least 3 or 4 stories, right? And here's the end of the chase here. Now, this is the parking garage. You see the man on the left side? Whoa, there he goes, over the edge. And you're at least 40 feet. Okay, because you have the parking garages, and it's at least 4 stories high, so you perhaps may be about 40 feet that he jumped down. There was an officer on the ground that was able to stop him, and there are the dogs that have been watching him very, very closely. Okay, now we're back live. You have the officers looking through some medical box there, and you have the guy who's handcuffed and laying on the ground. Now, the officer did attempt to pick him up, but clearly he was in pain. All right, this is the end of the high-speed chase. Fortunately, ended without any injuries to others, but clearly we are watching this very, very closely, and we'll bring you much more, the entire wrap-up on Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock, 5, and 6. For now, I'm Art Rascone. Thanks for joining us. Now back to regular programming.
We got for this to come to an end, and we still don't final the final chapter, because there may be another individual in that building.
And who knows where that white Dodge Caravan is inside of this big parking lot. Again, this is the Hilton Houston North parking garage structure that we're looking at here. We're looking at the side of it, and the reports that we're receiving is that this person that you're looking at on the ground right now apparently jumped off of the upper level. We're assuming after entering with that white Dodge Caravan, if this is indeed the suspect or one of the suspects that was inside of that caravan, and we see some double doors right there. We don't know how that person made it up or out, but we do have reports that he jumped.
Right, and we were told by our producer right now that they are requesting an ambulance because they're not going to put him inside that squad car that they have right there. That is what is going to be taking place in the next couple of moments. An ambulance will probably have to make its way up there. But the ambulances we have in our area are really high-profile vehicles, so they may have to use a gurney
We've
and take
also
a
got
gurney
some
up
other
there.
good information from our producer that Houston police have recovered that white Dodge Caravan, and they are searching that vehicle right now as we speak.
And that is a crime scene inside that parking lot right now. They're probably going to cordon off that area, and if it was parked near any other vehicles, I hope those folks don't have to leave anytime soon, because
they're not going anywhere.
with the police there, it's not going to allow them to move at all. But again, we've been following a chase that began at 1:10 this afternoon. It started in southwest Houston near the A-Leaf area of Beechnut and Willcrest. From there it moved to Highway 59. From there it went out west, almost out to Richmond, came back into the city of Houston, then went north on the Beltway into far northwest Harris County.
And that's where this chase has ended, actually, in a very unusual spot inside of a parking garage at the Hilton Houston North. As you can see from the pictures on the other side of your screen, that Houston police officers have this situation under control. A suspect appears to be in custody. We're awaiting an ambulance because they'll possibly need medical attention, because we have reports that that suspect may have jumped off of the upper level of that parking structure. We're going to have a whole lot more on this chase coming up in about 3 hours or less on Fox 26 News at 5 p.m.
My meat.
Hi,
Oh, wrecked out. With a growing number of people being injured or killed during high-speed chases, law enforcement agencies around the country are constantly reviewing their pursuit policies. Some have decided not to chase at all. Others, like HPD, are trying to limit the number of pursuits or end them early using spikes. Okay, we've got, looks like an officer with spikes. At least 6 times this afternoon, officers tried to stop the driver of the Dodge Caravan using spike strips. But as you can see, deploying them can be dangerous. The vehicle now swerving. Okay, there was another spiked strip. There is increasing evidence around the country tonight that these spikes pose their own unique danger for police. Since 1996, at least 8 police officers have been killed trying to put the spikes out, either run over by the suspect or by other police officers in pursuit.
Open the spike system up.
2 years ago, I visited HPD's Police Academy to check out how deploying these spikes are supposed to be done.
All right, let's deploy. All right, that's good, that's good.
And here you learn just how dangerous it can be. It's not as easy as it looks. And you never know if the driver is going to steer right towards you. 1 week ago, the Dallas area officers deployed the spikes too early, running the tires on several vehicles that had nothing to do with a high-speed chase.
I just saw a black thing in the road, and I couldn't swerve to miss it because there were cars on the other side.
There are several types of spike strips available on the market. This one here is used by Harris County deputy constables. They all work effectively if everything goes as planned.
You'll be seeing them get out. They'll be getting out with guns drawn because...
But chases are never predictable, and often, like this suspect, people get hurt. Why'd you do it? Jeff McShann, 11 News.